England Under-21s win away from a place in the quarter-finals next weekend. Today taking on Slovenia, looking to make it 2 wins out of 2 here in the city of Nitra. Just to recap the England team for you, if you are just joining us: Beadles in goal, Gray, Cresswell, Quansah and Livramento the back line, Hackney, Anderson and Elliott in midfield, Waneri and McAtee supporting Rowe up front. Slovenia unchanged from their first game as they lost 3-0 to Germany. They start this one with Turk in goal, Ilinic, Jevšenak, Golic and Kuzmic the back line for them. 4-2-3-1 they line up with Osters and Zelkovic, the two holding in midfield. Sechlar, Begic and Brest supporting Sipot in attack. Darren Ambrose watching alongside me. Short and sharp between these games, not too many days to recover. What do you think they'll have been working on?
Well, first and foremost, they would have just recovered from the game. As you said, it's hot, it's humid, so they'd have had to recover. I said earlier, I'm surprised there's not more changes, just more of the same. Probably try and be a little bit more clinical, because once they were in and around the box, the opponent's box, when they played Czechia, there was too many little one-touch, two-touch passes, no real goal malfaction apart from the goals themselves. I think the key against Czech, and probably the same today, was Amari Hutchinson. Of course, he's not playing today. Waneri may be up there, but Livramento, Archie Gray playing right back allows Livramento the freedom to get forward, because he just sits around and covers as like another centre half. So I'm excited to see what Waneri can bring, and also Livramento, can he build on that performance? The
referee for this one is from Georgia. His name is Goga Kikeshvili, which I'm sure Darren Ambrose will revel in pronouncing constantly throughout the game. Slovenia coached by Andrej Radza, who has only been in charge since the start of February, when he replaced Milenko Achimovic, who has now stepped upstairs and is here at the tournament as the sporting director of Slovenia. And Radza hasn't had a winning charge of Slovenia just yet. Only 3 games he's had so far, so a chance for him to make a name for himself today against this England side that have been on a really good run. We'll be hoping to push forward here ahead of that game against Germany on Wednesday, where rotation may come into play a little bit more than it has done in this one. England, though, certainly not underestimating their opponents. Only 2 changes from that side that played on Thursday. Harvey Elliott played all of the match and starts again here in this one. He also scored the opener for England in that game. It was a little bit hairy for them at times. Czechia gave them a number of problems, not least when they pulled themselves back into the game, but England making it 3-1, 15 minutes from time, securing the all-important 3 points. Now they're looking to double that points tally to take them through to the knockout stage. Well, this pitch is half coated in sun, half in shade. I'm sure if you're an England player out there, you'll be hoping you'll be down the right-hand side as the referee gets this one underway. And straight away, Archie Gray plays a long diagonal ball from right to left, and it goes straight out of play for a Slovenia throw. Every kick here of England's campaign live on the Talksport network. The first of 2 live games today. We've got Soccer Aid live from Old Trafford coming straight after us here. We are, though, in Slovakia, in Nitra. England moving from where they were for the first game in Dunajska Streda, just outside Bratislava. And it's a very relaxed atmosphere here, Darren Ambrose.
Yes, it is. It's a lot more relaxed than the opener. I think there was a lot of Czechia supporters out here, but it's really quiet at the moment. This is what I was saying before. You have to create your own atmosphere as players and make sure you're vocal with each other, and just don't get lazy and lethargic and go through the motions. And that's down to yourselves as teammates and the players and the substitutes as well. That everyone plays their part.
Slovenia working it back here. They have it inside their own half with Lovro Golic of Roma, only winning his second cap here. He is only 19, one of the younger players in the side. As I was saying earlier, Slovenia very impressive in their qualification campaign. They finished ahead of France, who were the only team that beat them when they lost 4-0 at home back in the early days of September 2023. They finished the group unbeaten after that. So they have to be given respect here by England, who carry it forward through Jarell Quansah. Just too much on it to take it past Livramento, and out of play for a throw into Slovenia out on the right-hand side.
I think that's why I mentioned don't go through the motions, because there's players, of course, out there that they're not household names for Slovenia, so the England team won't know much about them. But as you said, prior to the 3 games since the new managers come in charge, they were doing really well, and obviously they've got the key man Tia Pot up front who scored 6 goals. So it's always intriguing for us as ex-players, for you as commentators, to see what these say minnow countries are like at this age.
England with lots of the ball inside their own half so far, with Slovenia putting them under pressure. Livramento helps it forward now. One area receives it back to goal on the halfway line, manages to spin, turn away, brings in Elliott, who moves over to the right hand side now. And Gray moving forward from right back. It's into the path of McAtee, who's out on the right hand side here. Rowe as the auxiliary striker. It looks like one area maybe just playing in the hole behind him, with Livramento given freedom to get down that left-hand side. Yeah,
it does. He's obviously starting on the left. That's his starting position, Ranieri, but he's allowed to come inside, which again opens it up. Exactly like Omari Hutchinson was doing in the first game. Opens it up for Livramento.
Hackney rolls it forward down the right. Dropping in for Slovenia is Tjaš Begic of Frosinone. He spent the year there on loan from fellow Italian side Parma. It's a throw in here to Slovenia, which is going to be taken by Marco Brest. Will launch it forward up the touchline with everything he could. A slight push there, I think, and a free kick given away by Archie Gray. Again, playing at right back. It's been an interesting start to his career, isn't it? A man who made his name at youth level in central midfield, but has played just about everywhere but there since then.
Yeah, absolutely, and sometimes that versatility really works for you. Sometimes it doesn't, but the majority of the times it really works for you. You know, in terms of the senior team, having a versatile player like Archie Gray that can play in all sorts of positions would help over the course of the campaign. So he's showing what he's about. I'm sure he would love to be playing in his rightful position, but he does a good job wherever he plays.
The second game at the FIFA Club World Cup is underway in Cincinnati. We will get updates from Ian Abrahams, who's watching Harry Kane's Bayern up against Auckland City as and when there's action there. One taking place in Cincinnati after the goalless draw last night between Inter Miami and Al Ahly of Egypt. The Egyptian side who missed a penalty in that game.
Saved.
Well, yeah.
Saved. I always I never say that's a miss. He's hit the target as a saved. He saved it. Missing the target's missing.
Well, Inter Miami had their goalkeeper to thank, mainly for getting a point in that game.
Be tough for Auckland today. I'm hearing a lot of players haven't turned up because they've got their 9-to-5 jobs. And now they're going against powerhouses Bayern Munich.
I'm not sure how that works with Gianni Infantino's vision of it being the best players in the world, but there you go. Anyway, talking about some of the next best players in the world, or so they're hoping to be. England Under-21's 0-0 here against 0-0 with Slovenia here. So Slovenia have won a free kick out on the right hand side. Svitsesla is standing over it. It's with Selya at the moment, on loan from one of the best named teams in Turkey, Eyüpspor. It will be swung in here, an in-swinger from the right in towards the near post. It hits the post and goes behind for a goal kick, but a really hairy moment there for England at the back, and I'm not sure goalkeeper James Beadle was at all comfortable.
I think it's come off a defender and hit the post. I mean, I'm looking at the replays that we're lucky to have in front of us. It's come off the defender and then it's hit Golic on the foot, and it's gone out for a goal kick. But it's a wonderful delivery. Any touch from the Slovenia forwards and it's in the back of the net. And we noticed that against Czechia, didn't we, James? That England do give away free kicks in and around the box a little bit too easily.
And Beadle, as big as he is, doesn't always look totally assured in the England goal. Slovenia here making it tough for England in the early stages, but the Carty side back in possession now with Hayden Hackney just outside his own penalty area. Livramento over on the left. Onto the impressive Ethan Waneri on halfway. Such good close control. Finds Livramento down the left wing here, the two in combination. Livramento working his way inside. Goes back one here and brings in Hackney of Middlesbrough. Cresswell now, who nodded home England's third on match day 1. Square to Kwanzaa inside the centre circle. We played 6.5 minutes. England 0, Slovenia 0 here on Talksport. Gray Back here to Elliott. Quanta inside his own half. Livramento switches it out to the right-hand side. Slightly overhit it there. Cresswell was chasing after it. It comes through to Gray. And just stroking the ball around here, trying to get some early touches in possession. Hackney just short of the halfway line, out to the right-hand side now to Elliott, who clips it over the top of one defender, looking for the run of Rowe. Slovenia have it back now, but they've lost it. Elliott driving in from the right-hand side. Someone's lost a shin pad. Play goes on. England thought they would do a free kick there, but the referee from Georgia didn't agree. All a bit scrappy, and eventually emerging with it is Eric Ostert. Now Slovenia on the right-hand side, attacking with numbers. They've got 4 forward in this attack, and England struggling to get bodies in the right position. Brest on the left-hand side now, into the path of Begic, 35 yards from goal, hooks in an overhead kick onto the top of the net and behind. That would have been a stunning opening goal for Slovenia, and it's Sesla who comes so close to the opening goal.
Absolutely wonderful effort, Sesla, wonderful effort, overhead kick. The only thing he could have done, but it's a great counter-attack by the Slovenian players, and they're really showing that they could trouble England.
Well, England close to going behind here, but there has been a goal in the Club World Cup. Watching for us in Cincinnati, Ian Abrahams.
First goal of the tournament has gone to Bayern Munich after 6 minutes. They lead 1-0 against Auckland City. A corner headed across by Jonathan Tarr for Kingsley Coman to head in. Bayern Munich 1, Auckland City 0.
Everyone expecting Bayern to win that game, but a good start there for Vincent Kompany's side. Harvey Elliott has been yellow carded in the aftermath of that chance. I think it was probably for an earlier challenge that he must have been booked for, but not clear to us at the moment why he's been yellow carded. We'll get some confirmation on that as and when we can. Slovenia in possession at the back. I think England would have expected the way this game was panned out in the opening 9 minutes.
I mean, they started to do the right thing as well. For me, they've got to get Ranieri into the game a little bit more, because he's the danger man. You can already see when he gets the ball. But what he does is he comes in tight, narrow, which allows Livramento to get down the box. But I've been impressed with Slovenia, as we were with the Czechia players. Early
ball in from the left-hand side. It was swung in from the left wing there. It looked like Bida would just go down at his near post and collapse on the ball. And he's awkwardly gone towards it, and he's gone behind up his knees for a corner.
Yeah, he's misread it, hasn't he? He's misread where his goal is, misread the angle. He just felt it was going to go off at the near post, and as he's fallen down to usher it out, it's hit him on the knee and gone out. And I don't think it was going in, but I think he just got his angles wrong.
Seslar caused the problem with a free kick from the right a couple of minutes ago. He's now got a left-wing corner, but referee Goga Kikashvili wants to stop play first, have a word with a player from each side. He's calling across Lovro Golic as well as Archie Gray. And Jan Yevshenak also being spoken to here. Elliot Anderson not interested in what the referee's got to say, just wants to get on with the game here. He's got to be careful, by the way, today, because he is on a yellow card. Another booking would see him suspended for the next game. Seslar's left wing corner, flicked on at the near post, and at the far post, it's well saved this time by Beadle. It was hit by Sipot once again, and the England goalkeeper keeps the score at 0-0.
It just seems to be all going wrong at the moment from the England players. Lovely ball from Seslar into the box, flicked on by Brest to the back post here. Sipot was there, lovely volley, but this time he got his angles right, James Beadle, with a lovely save.
Slovenia coming again here. Rowe tries to win it back, but it's hooked into the box and comfortably watched behind in the end. But every time either Slovenia or Czechia before them seem to get into those wide areas and are able to deliver the ball, England look really nervous.
Yeah, they do in the opening 11-12 minutes of this match, as they did in the opener against Czechia. They just need to settle into the game. They're trying to get the pass in, get a group of passes together, just to get them moving, get them working hard, the Slovenia forwards, because as soon as they win it back, their first thought is to get it forward as quick as they can, try and hit their danger man Tier Sipot and see what he can do.
Worth reminding you, if you weren't with us for the first game, just the absentees that England are without here in Slovakia due to injury. No Adam Wharton, Jayden Philogene, Dennis Shirkin, who could well have played left back, and Dane Scarlett, who would have been a striking option for them. They only have Jay Stansfield in the squad as a natural centre forward because Liam Delap's away at the Club World Cup with Chelsea. Jamie Gittins there as well with Dortmund, Rico Lewis, Manchester City, and Joe Bellingham, now Dortmund player as well, out in America.
In those list of players you said there, arguably every one of those playing the starting side, so it's a huge amount of players that are not involved. But we said on the opener, now it's down to these players. They've got their opportunity. They've done it okay in the first game. They started a little bit poorly, struggling a little bit scrappy in this game, but it's their opportunity now.
And while some of the stars are missing, this is still a very able England team, isn't it?
Certainly is, as we said before. A lot of them, some of them play big teams in Europe, Toulouse and Marseille, and some of them obviously play for their respective sides in the Premier League. So they're all capable. Every team, I said earlier, any 11 that England put out, including all the substitutes, should be able to get the job done against Slovenia. But it's Slovenia that looks the dangerous team at the moment.
Slovenia in possession here at the moment. A play and a throw in here to England, right in front of the Slovenia coach Andrej Razda. He doesn't have a great CV in terms of coaching, in terms of the clubs that he's been at. His last team was Ethnikos Akna, who he was only in charge of for 11 games, 23 matches with Domžale, a former side in his playing days. He was capped up to under-20 level as a player himself. Here's Quansah to the left-hand side, and Livramento. And we've got Soccer Aid for you live later on. Ball into the box here towards McAtee. Challenged well by the goalkeeper, Martin Turk, who got two hands to it to double punch it away. Slovenia bringing it forward through Steslar down the left-hand side, and he wins a throw for his team.
Yeah, first real opportunity for England to get in behind the back line of Slovenia. Elliot Anderson with a lovely dinked ball. James McAtee, great run, but it's good goalkeeping. Martin Turk, as you said, come out, strong punch. Not only got to it, he got it away from danger as well. But the first opportunity that England had to get in behind the defenders, they almost took.
We're also live at the Rose Bowl later on, an iconic stadium in world football, for Paris Saint-Germain against Atletico Madrid in the Club World Cup. That's a 7:45 start over on Talksport 2. Remember, you can download the Talksport app to go backwards and forwards between the two stations and all of the others in our network as well, if music's your thing. Slovenia in possession here. We've played 14 and a half minutes. England Under-21s 0, Slovenia 0. A game of very few chances so far, certainly from an England point of view. Quansah here with a loose touch. It's gone behind for a corner to Slovenia.
Yeah, once again, a little bit sloppy. Joel Quansah being challenged by T.O.C. Pot, tries to get his touch and get it away from danger, and it just comes off his right foot, hits his left shin and goes off for a corner. And we've seen how dangerous the Slovenians are with corners and wide free kicks. They need to defend this better.
Third corner of the game for Slovenia. Crowding round James Beadle here. Must be a nervy moment for a goalkeeper if you see everyone coming towards you. You know you're being targeted. And in fact there's been a clash right at the near post, which the referee's trying to peer through bodies to have a look at, so he's stopped the corner from being taken here. Archie Gray blocking the Slovenian attacker against the frame of the goal there, giving him no way to go.
To be honest, I think he's lucky that the referee stopped play there, because he's standing behind the goal line, the Slovenian forward, and he tried to get in front of him, and he just put his arm out holding the post, which didn't allow him to get through, and he stopped it just before the ball was put into play, which allowed. But this is the second time that he's spoken to someone, so they have to be careful.
Yeah, Jan Jevšenak, the man he was tangling with there. Take two here for Slovenia. Again, it'll be Svitsesla, the in-swinger from the right this time. 16 minutes gone here in Nitra. Not a bad ball in, but well headed away there by Cresswell. Slovenia midway inside the England half. They go down the left this time instead with Tjaš Begic. Begic trying to take on Rowe, who gives him the strong left shoulder, barges into the ground, and the ball behind for a goal kick to England.
Yeah, it was good defending, Jonathan Rowe. Arguably could have been a free kick. That's what Slovenian players are saying. It could have been a free kick, but as you said, strong defending. just nudged him off the ball, didn't allow him to get the cross in as easy as they have been coming in. Sesla says that he's got a great delivery as well. He's got a great delivery. He's shown that already in the opening 16, 17 minutes.
Well, England have had their own problems with selection. Slovenia the same. They had to change their long list of players originally called up several times, and the coach said before the tournament in the end that the best days for him were when he didn't get any information about players who were injured. Marko Ristic dropping out, Jan Žap, as well as Marcel Ratnik, who was a big blow for them. They'd built a lot on him in the side and had to rejig their plans for the tournament. They built everything around him, according to the coach. Said he threw all of his data and papers away after he got injured. They tried to get Jan Vipotnik as well, the Swansea forward, into the squad, but he couldn't arrange it. All kinds of selection issues for coaches across the globe this summer. So many tournaments going on. We've got the Under-21s here, the Under-19s going on in Romania at the moment. The Under-17s have already taken place in Albania. And the Club World Cup right the way across the States as well. Here's Harvey Elliott for England, edge of the penalty area on the right, but faced by many blue-shirted players, and Slovenia get it away so far. Gray picks it up now, midway inside the Slovenia half on the right. Elliott goes inside to Hackney, driving towards the edge of the D here, Hayden Hackney. Slovenia eventually deal with it, but give it away through Kuzmic. And England go back to the halfway line and start again, but Elliott's ball clipped back to Quansah meant that he had to play it on his head in the end, and a little bit of head tennis going on. Hasn't been the greatest football match to watch so far. England just need to get the ball down and play.
Yeah, they certainly do. And the issue is, and we said this in the opener as well, when you've got Jonathan Rowe playing up front, he's just lost the ball here.
Anderson's given it away after a loose touch after the ball came out of the sky. Perhaps blinded by the sun. That might be his excuse anyway.
Yeah, you've got Jonathan Rowe up front, predominantly a wide play. You've got Wanyeri, who's coming in as number 10. So's James McAtee. He's playing as the number 10 as well. Elliot Anderson. Hayden Hackney's getting involved. It's so compact. You need someone to spread the defence, get over the top, put one over, put Jonathan Rowe in a race. James McAtee almost got in earlier in that matter, but it's all too tight in the middle. There were six England players in and around a 10-yard circle about a minute ago, and they're not going to break the Slovenians down doing that.
Jeshanak at the back here, formerly with Benfica, playing for Oliver Ench in Portugal on loan from Pisa. They do have a team that is playing right the way across the continent. They've got players in the second tiers of Polish, Portuguese, Italian and Dutch football in their starting 11. So Sipot with an effort from the edge of the area, spilled by Beadle, but no one close to him, so was able to grab it at the second attempt. So still 0-0 here between England and Slovenia with 20 minutes gone now. There has been another goal in the Club World Cup, which we'll get to very, very shortly. And looking like they're going to attack here down the left with Livramento to the halfway line. Hackney square to Cresswell, who plays it out to the right hand side with force into Elliott. We're talking about getting one area into the game early on. He's not even getting a touch of the ball at the moment.
He's not, and when he does, on the odd occasion he does, he's surrounded by 3 or 4 players, so whether they know he is a danger man, but he's coming into a compacted area. We mentioned those players, those attacking players, it's so compact. Maybe next 5-10 minutes just stay wide, try and get a little bit of space, tell Livramento feed me the ball and get round me, but yeah, he's struggling to get into the game at the moment.
Cresswell to Hackney in the centre circle, plays it forward now, and Rowe in between the lines, stretches his legs, tries to play it through. It doesn't quite fall for McAtee. Now it does. McAtee right the way across goal and comfortably wide in the end. England's best and perhaps only real chance of the game so far, and James McAtee on his weaker right side there. He'd have loved that to be on his left and just open up and curl it towards the far corner, but in the end it was way away from goal. Yeah,
it was a mistake by the Slovenian defenders as well. It ended up hitting Golic and got in front of James McAtee. I think it was caught in two minds whether to pull it back to Jonathan Rowe or hit the far corner, and he did neither in the end.
Seen that chance again for Slovenia at the other end as well. As it was hit by Sipot, little backlift and a deflection off the England defender. Cresswell took the sting out of the shot. Beadle went down to grab it. Ball is out of play here for a throw-in, so let's get back to Cincinnati, where there have been 2 goals in the Club World Cup. Watching for us, Ian Abrahams.
Bayern Munich 3, Auckland City 0. In fact, it's 4 now. The second goal was scored by Sasha Boe. Kimmich's ball over the top, headed down by Coman, and Boe thumped it in from close range. 2 minutes later, it was 3, ball across the area, looking for Harry Kane, and Michael Elise touched in at the far post. And 2 minutes after that, 22 minutes, it's 4-0. Kingsley Coman has his second of the game. If Bayern Munich don't get at least 10, then it's a below par score. Bayern Munich 4, Auckland City 0. We've played barely 23 minutes.
All the entertainment's there. No goals here and no goals in the other game going on at the moment. It's 0-0 between Finland and Ukraine at the moment. That game in Group D. Denmark and the Netherlands, the other 2 teams featuring in that one. 4 groups of 4 teams. Top 2 go through to the quarter-finals. It's a simple format. England have won a free kick here after a pull by Lovro Golic.
Moose is getting all the goals. That's the problem for Auckland.
Seen a foul here on John Rowe. He's really having to fill a hole here for England. You were talking earlier about Jay Stansfield not playing in this game. If he doesn't play against Germany with England already through, then you must be really wondering why he's here.
He must be frustrated today. I think this was a perfect opportunity to get him involved. He came on 15-20 minutes in the first game, Czech Republic, and he couldn't really do much, couldn't get into the game. I felt he may have deserved an opportunity.
England free kick, 15 yards inside the Slovenia half. They changed the angle. It's knocked into the box now. It was a fairly straight ball onto the head of Cresswell, who really had to generate power and direction. It bounces off the top of his head and loops behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it seemed one off the training ground, and everyone was set up for the ball to come in the box. It played square to Harvey Elliott. Delightful chip forward, but just couldn't get the right connection, Charlie Cresswell, and to nod it across goal to allow one of the forwards to come in. We got that all wrong in the end.
A bit like Czechia the other day. They are a big team at the back, aren't they, Slovenia? But when you're playing such a straight ball like that from midfield, you're asking a lot of a centre-half to direct and power it at the same time.
Yeah, you are, I think. And you look at our forward players, they're not the biggest of players as well. So, as the Czechia players did, when those long, hopeful balls are put forward, unless it's one of the big centre-halves, they're never going to get on the end of it. But yeah, it's a tough skill when you're coming forward, sun's in your eyes, to try and nod it across goal to allow a forward to play it in. It just got that wrong, Cresswell.
The other game in this group takes place later on, back at Dunajska Streda, where we were the other day. Czechia against Germany. We'll be back on Talksport 2 for England against Germany here in Nitra on Wednesday. That's an 8 o'clock start UK time for that one. All the final group matches kicking off simultaneously. And a reminder that it is head-to-head. This is the first separator in the groups, which is why with a win here England will qualify. Because even if Czechia do manage to get as many points as England, they won't be able to go ahead of them, having already been beaten. Lee Carsley goes down on his haunches here to watch from ground level. Throw in here on the halfway line to Slovenia. They didn't qualify for Euro 2023. The only time they've previously been in the competition was 2021. They got there because they were co-hosts with Hungary for that one. They drew one game against Czechia but lost 3-0 to Spain and 4 to Italy. So they've done well to get back to the top table of Under-21s football. England free kick here right on the halfway line. Gray is going to take it. Well, if the first game was clunky for England, what word would you describe this with?
I mean, it's a little bit sloppy, it's a little bit slow, a bit lethargic. Seems like everyone's tired. And look, it's 2 games in quick succession, both sides. Tough game for Slovenia against Germany last time out, and a tough game for England against Czechia. So, hence why I said before the game, maybe a couple more changes just to freshen the players up. It's hot as well. We can see the shades going halfway over the pitch now. hopefully come the second half they're going to have a little bit more nicer weather to play football in.
England have it. Kwanzaa stepping forward cautiously towards the halfway line here at this stadium, which is four-sided but probably only 15 rows high on each side. Anderson, Gray at the back here for England, inside his own half, puts his foot on the ball and waits to see what he's going to do next. Plays it into Hackney, he returns it to Gray, and England in the end being forced all the way back to Cresswell. Gray plays it up the right hand side, and Elliott tries to open the pitch out and plays it very high into the air. Watson nearly took it down with his hand there, which is why the cries from the crowd were hoping that the referee was going to give a handball.
I think he could have, I think he did. His knee and his hand at the same time. That could have quite easily been a handball.
Heavy touch by Waneri. Hackney inside to Anderson. I think the one positive is that England aren't playing well, but there isn't really a side. Fine, you can put Germany's win down, but having watched Spain's games so far, they would be one of the favourites. They've got so many players who've got first-team experience, but they've struggled through their two games, even if they've got 2 wins.
Yep, long, gruelling season.
Rowe down the right-hand side, drives into the area. Great touch by Rowe, cross goal. Oh, it had to be a tap in there. How's Waneri missed? It went right underneath his foot. He was no more than 2 yards from goal. All he had to do was make any kind of contact, and he goes and sinks his head into the net behind it. But how has the ball not found the net?
Honestly, I can't believe he's missed that, James. I really can't. Wonderful play by Jonathan Rowe down the right-hand side. Looks to cross the ball, but doesn't. Attacks, goes past the defender. He plays it a bit harder than he probably should have done, but he's under a yard out. Ranieri, he said he's the danger man. Just couldn't get no connection. Any connection with his knee, his shin, his foot would have gone into the goal. It just goes past him, and you could see the devastation when it did that.
Well, his only goal for the 21s came in the friendly against Portugal at the Hawthorns in March. Most people would have been banking on him there to double his tally for the 21s, but somehow he couldn't get a meaningful contact on it. Great piece of play by Rowe in the build-up as well. Really turned on the pace and had the strength and power to ease in past his player on the right-hand side. The best sign from him in this tournament so far of what he's about and what he can offer. Played 29 minutes. It's England 0, Slovenia 0 here at the Under-21 Championship. Following England's path as long as they're here. Hopefully it'll be as long as last time as well, when they won in the final in Georgia. It's to Curtis Jones. So many of that previous squad have gone on to be England internationals at senior level, and a number of them were in the squad that Thomas Tuchel just had for the doubleheader at the start of June. Levi Colwell, Morgan Gibbs-White, Anthony Gordon, Curtis Jones, Cole Palmer and Noni Madueke, the last two who were in the England squad at the start of the qualification campaign. Goal from Jones won the final for them back then, and England nearly behind here. Seshlar again picking up the ball 40 yards from goal, just shifted it, absolutely wellied it towards Beadle, who had to palm it over the top.
He's got a wonderful left foot, hasn't he, Seshlar? He'll run 35 yards, and he has, and the movement, the dip is heading in for sure. In the end, Beadle with a lovely save. Seshlar's been their danger man along with Seapot.
Just seeing the replay again as Rose sprinted in from the right hand side, played it across goal. There's one area he just mistimed that as he got a bit too complacent in front of goal.
You know what, I might be being harsh. The goalkeeper may have got a touch on this just before it's hit him. It may have got a touch which just redirected it a couple of inches, which then he couldn't get nothing on it. So if that is the case, we're seeing I think he did, So if he did, then fair play. I apologise to him.
Seshlar with a left wing corner, goes past everyone, comes out to the right hand side where it's played back in by Zelkovic. Battles in the air then with Rowe. Zelkovic wins the header, but England eventually bring the ball away. And Livramento finds himself on his natural side on the right, and he goes back one here into Gray. The replays we saw weren't conclusive as to whether the whether the goalkeeper got a touch, and if it was a significant touch, but that would really explain why Waneri managed to miss in the way he did.
Yeah, of course, it doesn't even need to be significant. Just an inch off of that trajectory coming towards you, and it can put you off. And because the pace of the ball, just from when I was seeing it, we didn't get the conclusive angle, but it did look like it redirected off the goalie, Martin Turk, just to put him off in that last bit.
Yeah, and it wasn't a slow roller across the goal from Rowe either. He did put plenty into it. 13 minutes to go until half-time. England 0, Slovenia 0. Cresswell to the right-hand side of McAtee, who hasn't been involved in this game too much so far. They haven't been able to get their key creative forces in possession in the right areas. Anderson. Gray will go back. Anderson again on the right hand side, was looking for that ball forward, but checks and goes inside to the right, and Waneri loose in the middle. Hackney gives it away, and Slovenia play it forward, trying to time this one is Sipot, who's in the area now. He thought there was going to be an offside flag against him, and he goes down inside the box. The referee whistles straight away. The flag is up for offside against him.
I think everyone knew he was offside. I think Kwanzaa was the last man. He has our hand straight up. He is checking though, as we see the replay in front of us. Yeah, he's not clear offside. He's not, because Cresswell's right foot is almost playing him on. And if not, he's dragged back and tricked round the defenders. Could have been a penalty, but yeah, I'd say he's offside.
Beadle has gone down here with an apparent injury. The one thing I was thinking actually when I was watching a game yesterday is that we haven't had the spate of injured goalkeepers in this tournament, but I just wonder whether Beadle might be bringing that back.
Yeah, a third of the way through the match, Beadle's laid down. They're all getting a drink, they're all getting a team talk. Asher Cole's out there, Lee Cardy's out there. They're just trying to get some tactical, and I think James Beadle, there's a smile on his face. I think he'll be absolutely fine.
Well, while there's a slight injury stoppage here, let's get the latest from Cincinnati. Watching Bayern Munich against Auckland City. Is Ian Abraham, Ian, any more goals there?
No, Bayern 4, Auckland City 0. We've got 11 minutes since the last goal. 2 for Coman, 1 for Boué, and 1 for Michael Elise. Harry came very close. He had a shot from about 6 yards out, saved between the goalkeeper's legs by Connor Tracy. Kane wants to get in on the party. Bayern 4, Auckland City 0.
I'm looking at the stats here, Ian. Auckland City don't have anything against their name so far. Is it totally one-way traffic?
Yeah, I mean, this is about the biggest mismatch you could ever get in football. It's like, for example, Liverpool taking on, Bristol Manor Farms or something. I mean, the left-back's got to do an exam in his hotel room. The captain's used up all his annual leave to come to this tournament. It's professionals against the most semi-professionals, and they've barely been... I mean, Manuel Neuer has been camped on the halfway line, nowhere near his goal. That tells you, James, everything you need to know.
Thank you very much, Ian. We'll be back there when there's more action. I don't think he's too enthralled by that game.
To be honest, the best thing that Bayern can do is just keep scoring goals. Show as much professionalism and show them enough respect to just keep going. Don't declare, just keep going. 10, 15, whatever it might be.
They've got Boca Juniors and Benfica in their group as well. It is actually a tasty combination. I know the Boca fans have gone up there in numbers as well. Saw a video on X yesterday of them going on a roller coaster at a theme park and singing all their chants on the way around. They really do love it. Back on the way here. Beadle's okay, just in case you were wondering. And England are in possession inside the Slovenia half here with Archie Gray on the right hand side. Pass back inside. It does have the air of a friendly about it, this game, doesn't it?
Yeah, you just have to create your own atmosphere, and it is really difficult. It's like a pre-season friendly. The atmosphere is not great. There's a drummer in the crowd that's trying to build up the atmosphere, but it's tough.
Long direct ball forward here for England into Elliott, who loops it over the goalkeeper and onto the frame of the goal. England coming so close, they might come again here. Livramento down the right, low ball in towards the near post. Slovenia scrambling to get it away, and eventually do play it away through Henrik Ostert. But England there as close as they've come to a goal. But now at the other end is Slovenia, who counter-attack. England might be caught out. They've got 3 back here, and then one of the worst crossfield balls you will ever see has put the ball straight out of play for a throw-in from Mitija Ilinic.
Yeah, Ilinic just got that all wrong, didn't he? I don't know if he was shooting at goal, the speed of that cross, but what play. Elliot Anderson with a lovely crossfield pass. Harvey Elliott timed his run perfectly, and the deftest touch, the pace was in the pass, deftest touch with his left foot, just on an angle, tried to lift it and loop it over, and it hit the crossbar and the post, the angle of the goal. Otherwise, almost identical time to when they scored in the first game.
And they could have stopped the goal of the tournament count at that stage, because that would have certainly won it. Great finesse on the inside of the boot there, and ultimately off the post, and it comes back out. Slovenia back in possession. We have it at the back here at the moment with Jevšenak. Down to the left-hand side now, on to Begic. Into the area, tries to go on the outside, but fell down after the slightest touch from Cresswell. And they will have a goal kick.
You know what, out of both games so far up to now, Cresswell's been the one who's impressed me the most. He's looked assured, as we're seeing another replay of that chance. It didn't touch the crossbar, was wrong. It looped down, missed the crossbar, hit the back post. It would have been a wonderful goal, but Cresswell's really impressed me, actually. He looks assured, he looks calm on the ball, and when he needs to defend, he does, and he obviously scored a good goal, towering header in the first match.
Yeah, left Leeds for just under £4 million last summer. Never really got his chance there as much as he would like, anyway, with Leeds in the Premier League. He's playing here for England. As Darren's saying, he's looking very composed at the back. England in possession here inside the centre circle. Hackney plays it out to Livramento on the left. Driving in field, but showed too much of it there to Svitsesla. Sipot trying to take on Kwanzaa. Challenged by Livramento aggressively. The referee whistles for a free kick here to Slovenia.
That's good forward play, Theo Sipot. He's on his own. Sesla, the closest to him normally, was the one that delivered the pass to him. He held it up really well. It's tough playing against Kwanzaa and Cresswell. He held it up well, and a speculative effort, I think, from the Slovenian players, and what a waste.
Yeah, drops over the bar of Beadle.
Was near the halfway line, and it was nowhere near the goal. Beadle had it covered, that's for sure, but a bit of a waste, to be honest. Coming up to half time, it would have been a perfect opportunity to get that into the box.
Well, England have got to up things here. They've had a little bit of joy from those balls popped over the top of the defence, but they've had little creativity when they've had the ball in front of them up until now. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. We are going to be crossing live to Soccer Aid at half time to see what's going on there ahead of our live commentary later. But here England in the area with McAtee down the right, low ball in towards the near post. Gray was the man rushing onto it, but he couldn't get a touch, and Turk picks it up.
That's good movement. James McAtee, and Elliot Anderson is the one once again. He's delivering some fantastic balls. This time he puts it in between the fullback and the centre half. And a great run from McAtee, but it's that last bit again, that final part that's just getting wrong at the moment, England.
England in possession. The stats in this game so far reads like this. England have had 59% of the ball. They've had 4 shots compared to the 6 of Slovenia. Slovenia have had both efforts in the game on target. And that doesn't really account for the chance that Elliott had that came back out off the inside of the post. McAtee in possession now down the right. There's too many players missing for England at the moment who have undoubted quality. One area, one of those. McAtee, another. Rowe is trying to occupy the centre halves he's playing against, but doesn't really have a role in the game, just as he didn't really in the game against Czechia 3 days ago. High ball down the right here towards Anderson, who will keep it in by the corner flag. Shields it, holds it in the corner quadrant, battling away there with Jevšenak. And it's behind for an England corner. It's their first of the game with just 4 minutes of the first half remaining.
Yeah, it's always difficult when you are the team that has the majority of possession to try and break them down, especially when they're so drilled and well drilled like the Slovenians are at the moment. And you can't get your key players into the match. James McAtee's not really got into it. Harvey Elliott, apart from that glorious opportunity he had, And Ranieri, again, another good opportunity, may have been deflected by the goalkeeper. You can't get them into the game. And then they counter-attack, and they're creating all sorts of problems on going forward.
Can England break through before the interval? Right wing corner in by Elliott towards the near post, and a header by Anderson, which is awkwardly caught by Turk. It was going to drop, I think, onto the angle of post and crossbar, but no real problem there for the goalkeeper. Might go down as England's first attempt on target.
I mean,
at a stretch.
Yeah, clutching at straws a bit there, aren't we, to say that's on target. It was an awkward catch. He used the crossbar and the post to bounce off. He held it well.
It's an England team that had the best attack throughout qualifying to reach the finals. 41 times they scored, but they're struggling to break teams down here. I guess that's ultimately the thing for them, is that if they can get through this game, Germany aren't going to be as defensively minded as Slovenia and Czechia. They should have a bit more space to actually express themselves in.
Yeah, you see that at this level, you see that at a senior level as well. These teams that they don't come to just to defend, because they are attacking really well, but they're sitting really deep. They break us down. Sometimes it takes a long time to do that. We've seen that with England recently with the full squad. They just need to be patient, try to move the ball from one wing to the other, try to move the players around, and sooner or later gaps will open up.
Lee Carsley doesn't seem too unsettled by what he's watching in front of him here at the moment. I was talking about the systems that he has played with England throughout qualifying, and said that it's more important to put the players into a system based on what they're capable of, more than having his own philosophy and sticking, like Ruben Amorim maybe, to his 3-4-3. Gray down the right here into Rowe, who was slipping and sliding as he got his strike in. Back into the area again by Elliott. McAtee was ready to try the bicycle kick. Comes back out to Anderson, 30 yards from goal, chops onto his left, goes to the left-hand side to Livramento, left-hand corner of the penalty area. Ethan Waneri on his left side, trying to fire a low ball in, deflected behind, and England have another corner.
Much better. Gaps did appear, and I've got to say it was a brilliant pass from Harvey Elliott, outside of his left boot, in behind the fullback to Archie Gray, almost found Jonathan Rowe, ended up at Waneri, showed good footwork again, and got his team a corner. Much better from England.
Nicely worked in these picturesque surroundings, the sprawling hills in the background here of this stadium, which is in Slovakia's 5th largest city, nearly 100 kilometres east of Bratislava. It's the hometown of former Chelsea player Miroslav Stoch. So, England corner, 44.5 minutes gone. Anderson from the left puts it high and long towards Cresswell at the far post, who tried to make something of it, but he was always stretching, was going to be struggling. And it's into the arms of Martin Turk again. This long kick forward is taken down on the chest there by Waneri, but given away. Sipot then challenged well by Hackney, who wins it back and plays England into a good position down the left-hand side. Slovenia struggling to get players back. Nice ball into the middle. Elliott, edge of the D, curling one Elliott over the top and behind. Well, they've been the kind of openings and situations that England have been hoping for all half, but Elliott not making use of his there.
Yeah, they're finally getting on the front foot, England. A couple of chances. This time fell to Harvey Elliott. He's had probably the best chances for England so far. Tried a curling effort, be 20 yards out. I think it was covered anyway by Martin Turk in the Slovenian goal. But it's better. The last couple of minutes been better from England in terms of the attacking intent.
A minute of additional time has been allocated here. We're halfway through that already. England maybe have a chance to get forward one more time before the referee blows, but too relaxed on the ball there, Hackney. He lost possession. England have it back. The referee takes a check of the watch. That will just about do for the first half, which has been largely forgettable. Gray in possession here for England, but that is half-time. The referee draws this first half to a close, and Lee Carsley will be keen to get his side in the dressing room. It's been hot and sweaty, not too many chances fashioned. Harvey Elliott has hit the post for England after a lovely ball popped over the top of the defence. He touched it on the volley, looped up over the goalkeeper, but came back off the frame with a goal. Slovenia have tried with efforts from range and have looked dangerous in wide areas as well. But half-time here in Nitra, it is England under-21s 0, Slovenia 0, Darren Ambrose.
Yes, struggling to analyse this match at the moment. It's similar to the Czechia game, a bit scrappy, a bit sloppy, so it's hard to analyse. The last few minutes, the attacking intent was a lot better by England, so they need to start the second half a lot like they've ended the first half. And if they do, as we spoke about, gaps will appear, the tiredness will come into play. You'd expect the England players to be a little bit fitter than the Slovenian players. They just need to do a little bit more in terms of going forward.
So goalless here at the break. We'll return here for the second half very shortly, in a game that England know if they win, they go through to the quarter-finals. One team is certainly going to win in the Club World Cup today. That is Bayern Munich. They're taking on Auckland City. Watching for us, Ian Abrahams.
Yeah, we're approaching half-time. Bayern Munich 5, Auckland City 0. Bayern's first goal in 6 minutes, a corner. Their first of the game, headed across goal by Jonathan Tah for Kingsley Coman, headed 6 yards out. There was then a 12-minute gap between the goals, and then we had 3 in 4 minutes. Kimmich's cross for Coman to nod the ball down and Boe to thump the ball home. Then a ball in from Coman on the left-hand side, aimed, I think, at Harry Kane, I should say, going mad now, and Michael Elise tapped it at the far post. Then Coman himself added a second with a neat turn 8 yards out, and just before half-time, Michael Elise with a cross in, and Thomas Muller dumping the ball home 6 yards out to make it 5-0. That wasn't the goal in the opening game of the tournament last night. 5 in the first half with still 90 seconds to play in Cincinnati, but Bayern Munich have this already under control, as they should have done, because they're the professional team and Auckland City are the amateurs. It's Bayern Munich 5, Auckland City 0.
Ian, thank you very much. The US Open is into its final day. Let's get an update with Talksport's Sean O'Brien.
Yes, we're edging closer and closer to the main event here, and we've got some big names setting the scene for us. Xander Schauffele has made a bit of a move. He's 2 under for the day, and there's been better stuff from Rory McIlroy. He's 2 under for his round and inside the top 40. But not long now till the guys with a genuine chance of winning tee off. Scotty Scheffler needs a miracle. He's 8 shots back of the leader, Sam Burns, who also happens to be his best mate. The two of them have been sharing a house this week. Scheffler tees off shortly. A +3, Scotland's Bob McIntyre has an outside chance. He's out at 6.31. England's Tyrrell Hatton is definitely in the mix. He's 5 shots back and goes out at 6.53. Carlos Ortiz is at level par, and then it's the only 4 guys in the red. Victor Hovland at -1, Adam Scott and JJ Spawn at -3, and your leader, Sam Burns, at -4. Should be a cracker. The leaders are heading out in the next hour or so, and it's Burns who leads on 4 under par.
US Open update on Talksport with Arnold Clark's Rewards Week. Get a reward when you buy a car today.
Well, let's go straight back to Cincinnati, because Bayern Munich have another goal in the Club World Cup. Ian Abrahams.
Bayern Munich 6, Auckland City 0. I didn't think 2.5 minutes was enough time for them to get another, but it was. Michael Elise, formerly, of course, of Crystal Palace and Reading, on his left foot, curling effort from the edge of the penalty area. Bayern Munich 6, Auckland City 0. What odds on 10?
Yeah, thank you very much. Next, we're going to be crossing to Old Trafford ahead of our live commentary later. It is Soccer Aid, and we'll go there and speak to Jason Cundy next.
Tally-ho, it's time for Top Hats, Tails and Tip-Top Racing. It's Royal Ascot next week, and Talksport Bet is offering our best odds guarantee. Place a bet on the day between 9 a.m. and the start of the race on any horse, and we'll pay out the starting price on winners if it was greater than when the race began. And that's straight from the horse's mouth. For this and other outstanding offers on all sorts of sport, visit TalksportBet.com. Suited and booted broadcaster, bring it on bookie. Max benefit and terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. Gambleaware.org.
Excuse me. Inflatable unicorn coming through. Ooh, why are you wearing that? Just got my last bit sorted at post office. Travel money card, currency, travel insurance. Got the passport sorted. I'm holiday ready. Next up, cocktails by the pool.
Get holiday ready with less faff. We can help with that. Pop into your local branch or search Post Office Travel. Travel money card issued by First Rate Exchange Services Limited, pursuant to licence by MasterCard International.
We are. A couple of pints.
Great.
Neck oil, yeah?
As requested. So, what did you get up to this weekend?
Well, funny story actually. I befriended this panda, discovered he had a beautiful singing voice, taught him how to harmonise. We got a record deal, went on tour, went platinum in Basingstoke, then broke up due to creative differences.
Right. So that's why there's a panda giving you the finger from across the street then?
That's right, brother.
Stick your neck out. Beavertown. Never normal. Visit drinkaware.co.uk. Enjoy Beavertown beer responsibly.
From Katie McCabe's dad taking her to that first football match and making the impossible seem real, to encouraging words and constant belief. From getting scouted, to a debut, to a cap, to...
And Katie McCabe walks out as captain tonight.
A little support can change the game. Win the chance to meet Katie, plus daily football match tickets, Cadbury game-changing wins. Grab a pack to enter.
T's and C's apply. UK and ROI 18+. Visit gamechanging.cadbury.co.uk to enter and for full T's and C's and price details. MPN for ROI.
Angela Rippon, what are you doing here?
I've come to tell you about using energy flexibly, Albert.
Flexibly?
Yes, smart meter owners could get rewarded for moving their energy use, like doing the laundry at off-peak times.
So I don't need to do the splits?
No, Albert. Nobody wants to see that.
Get rewarded for using energy flexibly, only with a smart meter. Search Get a Smart Meter today.
Eligibility and availability vary. Consumer action required. Reward schemes and tariffs available to selected customers from selected suppliers.
Here they are, racing lovers of the UK, phones in hand, ready to play Coral's Reward Shaker. And what's this? It's turned gold. That means even bigger rewards. We've got the tweeters shaking their phones. They've won a free bet. The ladies in the big hat. Oh, that's a big cash prize. Everyone's a guaranteed winner this Royal Ascot with Coral's Golden Reward Shaker. Play for free today. Coral, we're here for it.
18+ UK Golden Shaker on selected days. Max 1 reward or offer per player per day. Reward restrictions, requirements and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave. On DAB, online and on your smart speaker.
And they're back in the game.
The Under-21's European Championship 2025.
Live on Talksport.
Welcome back here to Nitra in Slovakia, where at half-time in the Under-21 Championship it is England 0, Slovenia 0. A very forgettable first half, but hopefully a memorable game later at Old Trafford, where we're bringing you live commentary of Soccer Aid 2025. Delighted to say, alongside Alex Cook for commentary of that one later, is former Chelsea defender Jason Cundy. Jason, how are things looking up there?
James, good afternoon. Well, the players are out on the pitch now. They arrived around about half an hour ago. Both sets of players are going round. There's, as you can imagine, there are plenty of pictures being taken. A lot of the fans making their way as close to the pitch as they possibly can without actually getting on it. The atmosphere, I've got to tell you, right, when we arrived here at 4 o'clock, the amount of people outside, there was a real carnival atmosphere, pretty much packed. Felt it anyway. The crowd are now starting to come in. The atmosphere is slowly building. There's some music. I'm guessing you can hear that. And all the celebrities and ex-pros are just slowly making their way across the pitch. Really looking forward to this. Apparently, James, Julia Roberts may well be in the house. And of all the names I'm looking down here, Rivaldo and one or two others, Tevez, Rooney, I'm most looking forward to seeing Miss Roberts.
And I'll tell you what, the press box isn't far away from the posh seats at Old Trafford, is it? Maybe you could get yourself a selfie.
Well, she might be on the bench. Apparently, she is an honorary member of the rest of the world management team. I don't know that she'll be making many decisions, to be honest with you, but yes, I'll let you know if she does appear. And there's loads of celebrities in front of us as well. They're taking calls apparently for people that want to donate. The numbers are being obviously the paraphernalia around the pitch is all there, so it's all about raising money. And as I'm sure you can probably hear, the crowd are getting very excited now. One or two players and slowly but surely making their way in front of the press box.
Yeah, and I was looking at the scores in terms of the two teams who've played each other over the years, and the World 11 only winning by 1 at the moment, but they've got some ringers tonight by the names of Tevez, Trezeguet and Rivaldo.
Yes, they do, and Rivaldo doesn't look any different, to be honest with you. I mean, we were talking on the way up here today, you know, some of the players they've got. He's the one, Bonucci as well. I mean, that's crazy to think you've got Bonucci involved here. We're playing some of the audio. He was on Drive on Thursday, I seem to remember. But yes, Rivaldo and Tevez. I mean, my God. Rooney is also out there. Jack Wilshere, our very own Jack Wilshere is involved. Harry Kewell, apparently he was brilliant in training. And Trezeguet, amongst others.
Yeah, I mean, Jace, I'm looking down the list of legends.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. As you said, Scholes looks like Jill Scott, captain, Michael Carrick, Aaron Lennon. Can't see Jason Cundy on there. I don't know if I'm looking at the right list. Should I be looking at the celebrity list or what?
No. You know, you've seen my knee. There's Angry Ginge though, Daz.
I see that. I was going to ask who you're most looking forward to seeing. Is it Angry Ginge?
Probably not, mate, if I'm honest with you. Probably not. You got Bear Grylls amongst it. Roman Kemp, of course. Dame Denise Lewis, and put the ball over the top. See if she can get in behind there as well. Plenty of others. There's the actors, of course. There's Louis Tomlinson and James Nelson Joyce, of course, for This City Is Ours. There's a number of big names. Some of the players actually haven't played here before, so there's a couple of debutants, so we don't quite know exactly what the quality is going to be like. Tony Bellew, saw him walking around as well, and of course Paddy McGuinness is always involved. But look, we're here for a bit of fun, obviously, to raise money. But there's always a competitive edge, you know. It's difficult, even if you're not an ex-pro, when you get out there, you're part of something that's actually very special. And I can only imagine that when the whistle goes, there's that competitive edge from everyone is going to be there. As long as there's no... Remember Boris Johnson when he went stumbling across the pitch, bumbling into people, smashing people out the way. Hopefully there will be none of that going on here today. Do you know what as well? It's amazing. Even so, some of these stars out in front of us, whether it be in music or TV or whatever the background might be, they're all taking selfies on the pitch. There's something about when you get involved and when you play in front of a crowd, there is something about being on a football pitch and having people watch you. So they're still very much in awe a little bit, I suppose, is one way to put it.
Yeah, as you said, Jace, it's going to be a great game, but it's all for a great cause. I don't want to put you on the spot or whether you know. If you don't, we'll obviously get the information. Do you know how the people can donate, or do we need to get the info and we'll put it out there?
Do you know what? You put me on the spot, but I'm going to respond. You can text the word 40 30 20 or 10 to 70818. Okay? Have you got your phone there, Daz?
I've got my phone there.
No, yeah?
Yeah, I've got my phone. I've already texted. Listen, I know I put you on the spot, but I knew you'd get that right.
Now I'm putting you on the spot. How about you text the word 40?
I'm going to do it right now.
FORTY to 70818. Go on.
He's got his phone out. I'm watching him doing it right now.
Do you know what? My phone will go off in a minute. It'll tell me where to go. That's what it'll send me.
I was looking for your number, to be fair, Jason.
Yeah, I'll delete it, have you?
And just on the England note, we're watching the England Under-21s here. Yes. Tyson Fury's got involvement with the coaching team tonight.
Yes, I haven't seen him actually. He's the one.
Can't miss him.
Well, that's my point. Do you know what? I've just seen him. I think he's dyed his beard. If that's him. Is he dyed his beard? Yeah,
he might well. He was definitely on his way.
Yes.
I see it on his Instagram.
Do you know what? It's him, and you're right. He is difficult to miss. I had a look at all of them as they were walking past, but he's the giant.
I got to give that away.
He is. Yeah, he's dyed his beard. But look, it's amazing really, because you're looking around here. Everyone's in a great mood. Look, we're in Manchester. It was raining earlier, I've got to tell you, and it's a little bit nippy. You know, I left London this morning. Roasting it was. Get yourself outside the M25 into Manchester, and it's raining.
Oh, no. Play the Tottenham Stadium. Come on.
Listen, you're absolutely right, mate. It's there for a good cause. Everyone's going to get their value. There's going to be some performing at half-time as well. But myself and Crookie pick up the baton from you guys at 7 o'clock. Give full of the team, all the team news. It isn't quite in yet, but Crookie will be giving us that. And of course, we'll be analysing in detail what goes on in front of him. I'm looking forward to seeing what Angry Ginger's got under his bonnet.
Yeah, I'm sure Tyson Fury will be part of your Has Anyone Seen after the game tonight, won't he?
Yes, well, whoever loses, they may well be getting it, James. Don't worry about that.
We enjoy it. Jason, thanks very much. That's coverage of Soccer Aid after we're done here at 7 o'clock on Talksport. We are back here in Nitra watching the England Under-21s take on Slovenia. It is 0-0 at half-time. It doesn't look as though at the moment there are going to be any changes ahead of the second half. Did you expect Lee Carsley to mix things up?
I expected it in the first game, so the fact he didn't in the first game until a little bit later into the match, then no. I think it's the case of once again saying to his players, look, we've not conceded, we're not losing, just go out, do a little bit more. I'll give you 15, 20 minutes before I freshen it up. We've got some good players on the bench that can hurt teams, but here's your opportunity, go and show me what you've got for the next 15, 20 minutes.
The referee just counting up the numbers here ahead of the restart. Temperature has dipped a little bit now. Most of the pitch is now covered in shade. James Beadle just sorting himself out at one end of the ground, and Martin Turk giving the signal to the referee at the other. England know if they win here, they go through to the quarter-finals next weekend to play either Spain or Italy, and have Germany to come on match day 3 on Wednesday as well. So 2 big games for them to come potentially over the course of the next 7 days. But they've got to negotiate this one here first. And it will be Slovenia to restart the game. And so flat the first half was, most of the fans haven't seemed to come back out to their seats yet for the second period.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say that. Hopefully some of them haven't gone home after seeing that first half. It was a flat game in the first half, of course. We expect a little bit better in this half. As you said, the more the shade goes over the pitch, more I think it might benefit England, and they can just, in 15-20 minutes, as we said, freshen it up, bring some people on. Maybe Jay Stansfield, I spoke about him last game, try and break the lines and give their defenders something to think about.
Maybe sampling some of the local cuisine here. I saw some of the people who are here in Slovakia were enjoying some of the food trucks outside the stadiums, and one of the dishes on offer was beef intestines in a little chorizo broth. Is that your idea of a good half-time?
Listen, when I'm there, well, I'd embrace the culture and I'd try everything I could. Maybe not that, though.
Might be a stretch. We are back underway, and it is a Slovenia throw to be taken here by Marko Brest of Olimpia Ljubljana. These two teams haven't met too many times over the years at this level. England won the first 2, but are winless in the last 3. They met twice in qualifying ahead of Euro 2023. Slovenia actually won in England. Jed Spence scored an own goal in that game. But 2-0 up away to Slovenia before drawing 2-2. So they have had problems against them in the past, but a new crop here struggling to break them down at the moment. England come forward here down the right-hand side with McAtee. Rolls it back into the middle to Elliott. Hackney jogging and plays it square here to Anderson just inside the Slovenia half. We've played 90 seconds of the second period so far. Livramento here to Anderson. Anderson to the halfway line into Kwanzaa. Cresswell. This game seems to have restarted in the same manner as the first half ended. Very relaxed.
I was just about to say that, and sloppy as well. We've seen Manieri give one away easily in an easy position.
Anderson over the top here, Livramento, tight angle, and then with a great chance twice through McAtee, and at the second opportunity somehow prods it wide. It agonisingly rolls to the left of the post as we look down here. McAtee took it down on the chest first time to Livramento, played it back to him, and then the goalkeeper made himself big and was able to block the first effort, and then McAtee stretching could only get so much on it but puts it wide of goal.
You know, what a save, Martin Turk. Just reflex. You can argue that he probably should be scoring, James McAtee, but he just directs it back towards the goal. Just a reflex save from Martin Turk, and then the agonising look on his face as we watched that second one go past the post. It's been a sloppy start from both sides, and that was probably the best chance we've had in the whole match, and James McAtee just couldn't find the back of the net.
Yeah, Turks plays in the Polish second tier with Chozov. He's been in senior squads in the past without making his debut. Here comes Slovenia. Nice curling ball in from the left-hand side as they come forward, but carefully watched behind by Livramento. No danger for England there in the end. No one rushing into the penalty area in that rich blue shirt that they're wearing today. Andrej Rajda watching on in his white shirt, sleeves rolled up. Nick Carsley very much the tracksuit manager down there for England.
I think Andrej Rajda will be the happier of the two managers. This will be a great result if they can see this out. Long way to go yet, though.
Especially for them with Czechia to come in their final game. In Gdańsk Streda. England here have to try and find a way, because then it makes their week look a lot simpler. Make a number of changes on Wednesday to freshen things up and give other players opportunities. Of course, then would have a quarter-final tie which would take place either next Saturday or Sunday, depending on where they finish in the group. Srdjan Kuzmic of Viborg. He has played for the national team in a friendly against the USA last year. From range here, a nice reverse by Begic to the edge of the area, and a great save by Beadle to deny Seslau once again. He took aim from inside the D, just shifted it onto his left side and put everything he had into it. It was flying towards the far corner, but the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper makes the save.
Yeah, brilliant save. You have to say Begic, Sipot and Seslau, and particularly Seslau, has been their best players, and it was a lovely interchange between Begic and Seslau, and it's a great strike. Maybe 1 yard, 1 foot, a little bit wide it would have gone in, but it was a lovely save from James Beadle. Strong hands to put that away for a corner. Once again, Slovenia showing they're dangerous on the attack.
Corner from the left here, in towards the penalty spot, headed into the air and partially away by Kwanzaa. England now trying to counter down the right-hand side with McAtee. He's beaten one player to the ball, now trying to take on Kuzmic. Has players in support, but rolls it back towards the halfway line as England prepared to be patient again. But now Rowe has space on the left, cutting inside from the left flank, trying to curl one towards goal, blocked, and then Hackney bending one. It was never coming down in time, and it goes over the crossbar.
I think look, we try not to be too critical of England, but I just think slow is the word we're using at the moment. A little bit too slow in this match. Perfect example, James McAtee down the outside, the defender slid, created a 3v2, but he cut back and he allowed them to get back into their shape. Ended up with Hayden Hackney about 25 yards out, just bent one over the top. Just a little bit too slow. Need a little bit more effort going forward.
England have looked disjointed in this tournament. Are you surprised they didn't play a friendly before they came into it with the group they had?
I mean, yes and no, because it's so difficult. Such a long season to try and fit that in just before the tournament starts.
I say it because a lot of the other national teams did.
Yeah, and you can probably tell it might be why these opening two games, maybe depending on what the score happens here, maybe England have got a little bit lucky that it was Czechia and Slovenia and not Germany in the opening games, because you should be beating these whether you have games or not, but that's not the case at the moment. Slovenia look dangerous.
Zelkovic has done really well to win a throw here for the Dragons, as they're known. Slovenia playing here in Slovakia, but they aren't neighbouring countries. There is Hungary sandwiched in between. Rowe.
Nice pun.
Unintentional, I have to say. They're always the best ones. England free kick. Waneri receives it quickly off Anderson. Livramento. We've seen a couple of bursts from him down the left-hand side. We saw a great setup of a goal from him in the opening game, but he hasn't been in that final third as much as he would like.
No, and probably the best chance of the game, James McAtee, was because he did make that marauding run down the left-hand side. I think having Waneri in front of him has allowed him not to do that as much as when Amari Hutchinson was, because Amari Hutchinson loved to get on the ball and dribble, and Waneri struggled to get on the ball at the moment.
We'll have it on the left here with Rowe. He's joining Marseille this summer in a permanent deal from Norwich after he had an obligation to buy in his contract. Cross in by Anderson, goes into the arms of Turk. Goalless here. Finland 0, Ukraine 2 though in one of the other groups. Goals from the Dynamo Kyiv pair of Vanat and Bragaru either side of half-time for Ukraine. Looking good for a first win of the tournament there for them. 2 games later, Czechia against Germany, Netherlands taking on Denmark as well. We've got Club World Cup commentary to come for you later this evening. There's a game to look forward to as well between Paris Saint-Germain and Atletico Madrid. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, it's Chelsea against Los Angeles. Wednesday, the 4:45 coverage of Manchester City against Wydad Casablanca. We're back at 7:45 the same night for England-Germany. Thursday, Inter Miami taking on Porto. Friday, Flamengo against Chelsea. And then next Monday, or Sunday going into Monday, early start, 1 o'clock in the morning for Manchester City against Al Ain. Benfica Bayern Munich, Tunis against Chelsea, Juventus Manchester City. The games keep on coming, and that's all before the Women's European Championship in Switzerland this summer that we're bringing you full coverage of across the Talksport network as well. Anderson here for England, 20 yards inside the Slovenia half. Elliott, just left of centre. Plays a short ball inside to Anderson. Back to Elliott, who tries to force it forward, but Slovenia then spring forward themselves as they win possession back and go out to the left-hand side. A misplaced ball. It goes to the feet of Jevšenak. Kuzmic over the halfway line and tries to thread it forward on the outside of his boot, but Cresswell slides in really well to intercept there. Understandably, given the temperature, the pitch is a bit dry as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and we was watching, weren't we? There wasn't spraying with water, there was no sprinklers out on it at the moment at half time, so it's going to be held up, and it's the opportunity though to get your runners in behind, play that little lofted wedge over the top, because it will hold up. Turk in possession, plays a short ball out from the back as Slovenia try and build up towards the halfway line. It looks like they will do as well, as England have given them a lot of space. And racing over the halfway line here is Seslar, who tries to thread it forward, but Livramento intercepts. England in possession. It's just so flat out there. England with a few fans dotted around the stadium. There are plenty of St George's crosses in view, with various clubs plastered across them, the likes of Shrewsbury Town, West Bromwich Albion, Sutton United represented here as well. The fans always travel in numbers. Livramento to Rowe here on the left-hand side. They go back into their own half. Cresswell leaves it here now for Hackney. England getting their pass completion levels up here, but not really going anywhere with the ball. Moneri leaves it for Gray to the right hand side now, and Elliott, who's drifted out there. Now a run being made by Gray. Checks as he gets to the byline, doesn't want to cross it in high. Shields it out there by a Port Vale flag. Eventually Slovenia will bring it away. It's gone out of play. It is still England 0, Slovenia 0 here at the Under-21 Championship with 11 minutes gone in the second half. Underway though again in the Club World Cup, watching Bayern against Auckland in Cincinnati. Ian Abrahams.
And it's Bayern Munich 6, Auckland City 0 as it was at half time. Played 6 minutes in the second half. Vincent Kompany made 2 changes at the break, bringing on Serge Gnabry and 17-year-old Lennart Karl for his debut from the academy. Just flicked a header wide. At the other end, exciting news for Auckland fans. They won a corner. Bayern Munich 6, Auckland City 0.
That there with more goal action as and when it arrives. Does this one end 0-0, Darren Ambrose, without wanting to put the kiss of death on it? It's hard to see anything other at the moment.
It's looking like it could end a stalemate, but I don't think it will. I think, as we said, as the time goes on, as the clock ticks away, gaps will open up either end, and you just feel that England have the quality, maybe even from off the bench. Amari Hutchinson, Jay Stansfield, we've mentioned him before, may come on. I think this match is won by substitutes today.
Substitutes that England have at their disposal on the bench. Plenty of strength in depth there. Many of these, as Darren was saying earlier, could well have been subs themselves had many of those other players been available. England with an embarrassment of riches at this level at the moment. Ball is out of play on this near side as we look down. There's a throw in to Slovenia. Say the Slovenia head coach Andrej Razda that his side conceded against Germany due to fatigue in the end, so England might have their chances late on. One area on the right here, hooks a ball into the middle, it comes all the way through to Anderson on the left. Not really a shooting chance for him. McAtee shoots now, managed to move it back onto his favoured left side, but blocked over the top there by Ilinic. It's a corner. Yeah,
it was Ilinic's mistake that created that counter-attack. Tried a cross-field pass, it was intercepted, end up with Ranieri. Finally had a little bit of space, put it towards the back post, and Ilinic in the end to defend it really well, made up for his mistake.
We're now preparing changes now. There's going to be a tournament debut for Brooke Norton-Cuffey of Genoa. He's down to his vest at the moment as he gets ready to come on, and Amari Hutchinson will also be joining him on the field momentarily, but not before this corner, which is taken short by Elliott into Anderson, who crosses from the left corner of the penalty area. Good ball in. Rowe tried to get a touch to it. Another England player went down in the box as well in Jarell Quansah. goes behind for a goal kick here to Slovenia, but England asking for a penalty.
Yeah, we're looking at the replay here. I don't think it is a penalty. I just think it's two players colliding in the box. A great delivery into the box. Looks like Jonathan Rowe might have been able to get his head to it. Maybe an arm into his back, but I'll be very surprised if this is given.
The VAR check has been and gone already. The VAR today is from Bulgaria, Dragomir Draganov, assisted by Piotr Lasik of Poland. Almost an hour played here. England 0, Slovenia 0. Just to repeat, if England win, they're through. Come on, England, is the cry from the stands. McAtee tried to help it there into the path of Elliott and asked for him to take over possession, but the Liverpool man didn't go for it. England really labouring here as they try and find the opening goal in this game. In the second half so far, they've had 5 attempts compared to the one of Slovenia and nearly 60% possession, but still no way through. Martin Turk hasn't been beaten. Kwanzaa coming forward from the halfway line. He and Cresswell were pushed up really high against Czechia at times. Rowe. Cresswell inside the centre circle, back to Kwanzaa again. To Rowe on the left-hand side. He's pulled out wide to try and get a touch on this ball, which he's got now. Plays it into Livramento. He's not left-footed, doesn't want to attack down the line, wants to come inside here, Livramento. The Newcastle man rolls it back one. Into Kwanzaa. Square ball into Cresswell. Misses out Gray. Brings it to Waneri on the right-hand side of midfield. Cuts inside now. Waneri onto his left foot. Bending one over the top. He's been so threatening from those kind of positions in his short career so far. But couldn't have been further away from goal with that effort.
Yeah, that's just kind of sums up the second half performance. And Waneri done everything right. Cuts into his favourite left foot. Just got underneath it too much. May have hit a little bobble and just gone miles over the top. And at the moment, you can tell the Slovenian players are tired. It's really taken an effect to them, but it seems England are running out of ideas. Still half hour to go, substitutes being ready to come on. Hopefully they bring some spark.
Yeah, Jack Hinshelwood is also going to come on here. Hasn't played any minutes in the tournament yet. And ready to freshen things up in some way, shape or form. It would far from be a disaster if England were to draw this game, but how much of a setback would it be?
It depends what happens on Wednesday, doesn't it? It makes that game really important. That game's they need to get something out of, and you'd love to be going into the game on Wednesday with no pressure, already through, and there's no better incentive than for the England players to get the goal.
A game on Wednesday, an 8 o'clock kick-off live on Talksport 2. I'll be back with Darren for that one. Waneri has it midway inside the Slovenia half, almost dead centre. Elliott just left of centre, back to Waneri again. Been trying to play through the middle of the pitch, but it's almost impossible to do so. Livramento out on the left wing now, trying to drive at his opposite number, Ilinic. And he goes behind off Livramento for a goal kick, but he was ready to take his place inside the penalty area for a corner. He's not happy with the referee's decision there. Just to get back in, reset and go again. He and Ilinic were battling for it. The referee decided that Ilinic knocked it off Livramento and behind.
I have to agree with Livramento. Looking at the replays, I think it has come off Ilinic, who, by the way, has been really impressive today for Slovenia. He's defended extremely well, and he's been the one to try and push his team forward as well.
There are multiple electronic boards about, which means that changes are about to be made en masse. England with 3 of them. They're going to take off here. First, it's going to be Archie Gray. He'll make way, and presumably Hinshelwood. Well, it could be Norton Coffey that plays at right back, I guess. Does play up on the right-hand side as well, but could be a more attacking option for England from that position. I was about to say Hinshelwood will play there, as he has done plenty of times for Brighton. We'll see where they all slot in a minute. Anderson also coming off, so Hinshelwood could well slot into that position. Hinshelwood comes in here for his 6th cap, the Under-21 level, Brighton's Young Player of the Year. John Rowe also making way here as Mari Hutchinson comes on. They're like-for-like changes in those positions.
Yeah, maybe McAtee, you might see him playing as the number 9 again. John Rowe coming off. It's just surprisingly, Jay Stansfield's not come onto the pitch, but he has his reasons. Lee Carsley, maybe he'll use him in the next 15 minutes. Yeah, looking at the setup now from this Slovenia goal kick, looks like McAtee is playing up front. Looks like Waneri is on the right, and Hutchinson goes into that left-hand side.
We've got Cuffy, who, speaking about a minute ago, was signed from Arsenal by Genoa back in August of last year, having played in the Championship playoff final for Coventry before that, had a number of loan spells up and down the land, and has decided to settle in Italy in the end, and a fine part of Italy it is as well. The home of focaccia, Genoa, did you know that?
The bread?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, no.
We do now.
You're a knowledge.
65 minutes gone, England 0, Slovenia 0. It's going to be Piszek to come on here for Slovenia. Mura, he spent the season on loan there from Celje. One of their goals in qualifying. He played the final 12 minutes on match day 1, and he's going to replace Henrik Ostertz. Slovenia's first change of the game. And in possession here with McAtee. Well, England are having far more dominance of the ball in the second half, aren't they? Slovenia aren't really getting out of their own half at the moment, but England at the same time struggling to create meaningful opportunities.
Yeah, it's like attack versus defence in a training session, and it is all players apart from, you'd have to say, Sipot up front is just behind the ball, just come and break us down. At the moment they're not. As I said, hopefully these substitutes bring some spark into the game.
Waneri with a cross looped in from the right, but beyond everyone again. Looks like Hutchinson has gone to play down the left hand side. Waneri's off the right. Just really lacking any kind of focal point in the middle, England, and so frustrating that Liam Delap isn't there, because not only is he a focal point and a man they can put aerial balls into, he really pushed himself around the field against the defenders as well.
Yeah, I think if you're an England player, though, you'll be disappointed that we're even talking about that. You'd want to be that player that you think, well, it doesn't matter, Liam Delap's not here, I'm the one that stepped up. And at the moment, it's not happened, and we can talk about the players that are missing. Even in the first game, no, they got the good result, 3-1, but it was still sloppy, it was still scrappy, but not like this one. This one has been what I said, and slow.
Norton Cuffy with an injection of energy down the right hand side. Brought away though well by Marco Brest. We'll place it back to Yevshenak. It's a bit like that. I don't know if you've seen Mike Bassett before, the film.
Yeah.
That second game where they're playing Egypt or something like that, and all the expressions of the fans in the stands, and it's just a real drag.
Yeah, that's exactly what the word is. It's a drag at the moment. But look, it's just tournament football. It takes one moment and you walk away from today with 1-0 victory, 3 points, and it doesn't matter how you got them. You don't matter how you got the first victory as well.
Hutchinson low ball in from the left. Slovenia had bodies there. It's cushioned away by Golic. Hutchinson again, who was actually one of England's really bright players against Czechia in their first game, coming on here asking for the ball, gesturing where he wants it to be played, trying to link up again with Tino Livramento down that left hand side. Hutchinson has it here, now running at Ilinic and beating in for pace down the left, and in the end running out of room. Behind it goes, it's a goal kick to Slovenia. We're over halfway through the second half here now. England 0, Slovenia 0. Let's get the latest from the Club World Cup. Bayern Munich against Auckland City, watching for us in Abrahams.
Still Bayern Munich 6, Auckland City 0 as it was at half time. There have been chances in the second half. Jamal Musiala's headed one over when he should have scored. He's on for Harry Kane, and also Serge Gnabry had a shot really well saved. Kane went off after an hour, having not scored. Bayern Munich 6, Auckland City 0.
Ian, just quickly, what's the atmosphere like in this game? Great, granted, it's a walkover, but is the stadium a bit more full compared to what we saw last night?
Stadium looks about, just over half full, maybe a fraction more than that. All Bayern fans. Haven't seen any pockets of Auckland City fans. I mean, it is a long way from New Zealand, a long way from Germany as well, to be fair. But it looks like it's just all Bayern fans and a few Americans that have gone along to see what it's all about.
Ian, thanks very much. We're back there with more goal action later on. Undoubtedly, there'll be more to speak about in that game. I saw Gianni Infantino flanked by the original Ronaldo and Roberto Baggio there last night as well. All the legends were in the house for the opener.
I want it to go well. I really do. I think it could become a really good tournament, this new format. At the moment, it just doesn't seem to be. Granted, not many games have been played.
Waneri down the right-hand side here for England. Checks onto his left side. Elliott, edge of the area, into Hackney. Nice combination of passes here by England. They nearly had a chance through Waneri, but it was just taken away off his toe. And again on the halfway line with Hinshelwood. McAtee down the left-hand side. 20 minutes to go here. Goals between England and Slovenia. Livramento. Back to Kwanzaa. Square now into Hackney. The Middlesbrough man helps it on to Norton Cuffy. Waneri to players with Arsenal connections combining. Waneri skips inside. Elliott misses his kick. It will be brought away eventually by Piszczek. England have just had those nearly moments where McAtee hasn't quite connected a couple of times. Waneri in the first half should have had a tap in as well, and it just breaks down there at the crucial moment as well.
Yeah, it's summing this game up at the moment. The performances from both sides, it's been really difficult to get anything in front of goal, and they've tried once again. Waneri being the catalyst to it this time, just couldn't connect with it. Harvey Elliott in the box.
England seem to be upping the ante here. Hutchinson on the left wing. A one-on-one battle here with Ilinic. Inside to Hinshelwood, who crosses towards the far post, but no one running in on him. And it goes for a ball kick here to Slovenia. As the players glance over towards the benches. They were expecting changes, and there are going to be changes. Jay Stansfield is going to come on here. He got the last 20 minutes against Czechia, and he'll get near enough the same here as well. And Tyler Morton will also play the remainder of this game as Hayden Hackney makes way. What will Jay Stansfield be able to offer here as an actual centre forward on the field?
The right runs at the right times, a threat hopefully in behind, because we haven't quite seen that. Jonathan Rowe, when he plays, McAtee was up front since Jonathan Rowe went off. They love to come short. Just the right forward runs at the right times. Try to spread out the play. Try to make their defenders drop a lot deeper than they have been, because it's all in front of them at the moment and it's quite easy for them to defend.
So England's double change sees Hackney and Waneri go on, Morton and Stansfield come in. So Hutchinson's now gone to the right hand side, McAtee off the left, and Elliott playing 10 off Stansfield. McAtee coming inside here for England, who have it with Hinshelwood now. Morton looking to express himself as he goes out to the right into Amari Hutchinson. Hutchinson wanting to go onto his left, but drives on his right instead on the outside. Hutchinson coming back towards the edge of the area. Still have it. Hutchinson into Elliott. Now Morton, Norton Cuffy. England will do anything here to find a goal, and Elliott goes from range and it flies over the top of the bar and behind. Players trying to make things happen here. Elliott from range there, but never troubling the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's got a great left foot just over the bar, just trying to force it at the moment.
Well, no goals here. Ian Abrahams, though, is going to give us some light relief with another goal at the Club World Cup in Cincinnati.
And guess what? It's gone to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich 7, Auckland City 0. Jamal Musiala, former England Under-21 international, with a curler from the edge of the box. Bayern Munich 7, Auckland City 0.
Ian, thank you. I think Bayern are probably set for 3 points in that one.
Yeah, but like I said, just show them the respect they deserve and just keep going for more goals.
Hutchinson away down the right here for England, goes down inside the penalty area after a challenge by Yevshenak. The referee has a look and eventually points for a goal kick, but did take his time there. Hinshelwood asking the referee to consider a VAR check. Not that it's the referee's call here.
Well, it's a corner ball to start with. For me, it's not a penalty. Yes, it's a great challenge. I think the delay was he was looking at the assistant referee on the far side to see if he was given a goal kick or a corner. It's definitely a corner for me.
There's going to be another substitution here. Double substitution. Slovenia ready to make a change. They're going to send on Dino Kujic here of Ljubljana, plays in the capital. He's come through the academy with his club there. Had a good end to the season, scored 3 in his last 5 games. He will replace Sipot, whose chances have become less and less as this game has progressed, certainly in the second half. Another change here is going to see the withdrawal of Čaš Begic. Jaka Schuber Potočnik is going to come on, of Köln, the German side. His 20th birthday coming up on Tuesday. Darren will be hoping he doesn't have too many touches of the ball with any kind of significance.
I'm glad you were the one that said that, to be honest.
This tournament has been a bit of a tester in terms of names so far, with Slovenia here, Slovakia here, Czechia here. You've got Georgia and Poland as well, which for my money are the hardest names to get your head around. Back on the way here. Still England 0, Slovenia 0. England just need a goal of any kind to send them through to the last 8 of the competition. Here with Turk, who's being cheered by the England fans in the crowd. Crashwell wins a header in midfield, knotted on by substitute Hinchelwood, header by Kwanzaa. There's only been 1 shot in the second half for Slovenia, but it was on target. Not as many attempts on target as England have managed as well from their 8. And they've had 67% possession and not made it count up until now. Here comes Slovenia down the left, cross in from the left, and it's grabbed by Beadle. A rare piece of action for him since the break. He's been very quiet indeed. McAtee inside his own half, just left of centre here for England, goes infield and plays it into the feet of Tyler Morton of Liverpool. Hutchinson back in his natural habitat of that right wing, inside to Norton Cuffy. Elliott takes it off him. Manages to make himself some room, plays it inside to Morton. He shifts the ball underneath his foot, then plays a good ball forward into Hinchelwood, into the box towards Stansfield. The goalkeeper comes and makes himself big. Was caught there by the Birmingham striker. And Slovenia have won a free kick, but regardless of that, England just looking a little bit more quick.
Yeah, much better. England more intent in their attack. Hinchelwood on the back foot, scoops it between 2 defenders. Jay Stansfield made a good run, but it's brave defending from Turk. Jay Stansfield every right to go for it. Brave defending in the box. Martin Turk wins his team a free kick, takes some pressure off. But that's better. That's what England need, just to try and get in behind the defenders, give an opportunity to a runner in front of goal.
So another pause here with the injury. Let's get back to Cincinnati. Ian Abrahams having the game of his life there.
By minute 8, Auckland City 0. Jamal Musiala's got the taste for goals. He curled one in, and now he was fouled and scored for the resulting penalty. He replaced Harry Kane, who couldn't score. Musiala's now on a hat-trick inside 14 minutes. By minute 8, Auckland City 0. We've still got 17 minutes to go.
Are Auckland City looking down and dejected about this, or are they accepting it for what it is and enjoying the experience?
Yeah, I don't think the phrase enjoy the experience really is springing to mind, but no, I mean, listen, they're there. As I said before, a couple of them have taken all their annual leave from their full-time jobs to be there, so they are enjoying the experience, but they are getting an absolute caning now from Bayern Munich, which you would expect, James. I mean, listen, as I said at the beginning, it should get about 10, really.
Yeah, they enjoy the experience more about the tournament overall and playing in such an atmosphere, and in America as well, but point taken, and 16 minutes to go there. Bayern leading Auckland City by 8-0.
I think it will be a poor result if they don't get 10. if you look at what Auckland City are as a football team.
I'll take one here. I'll take anything here.
Wouldn't we just?
There are games that really turn you off football, and sadly this has been one of them.
But like I said, James, it's tournament football, and whatever way, if in the 95th minute, if we get that far, anything, scrappy goal, you walk away with 3 points if you're England, 6 points overall. Doesn't matter at the end of the tournament how you've got those points. Just need to create something. Looks like run out of ideas up to now.
There is one thing to be said here, that if this game is being played in a bigger stadium, in a better atmosphere, it's going to be a better match, isn't it? It's been really, really tepid so far.
Yeah, it's been hard. It's been hard to create that atmosphere. Every time the ball gets in the box, you can hear the crowd, whatever the crowd is here at the moment, willing to go into the goal, but it's not happening at the moment.
This will be the smallest crowd that most of these players, I would imagine, have played in this season, maybe bar an early Carabao Cup game. Only around 5,000 or 6,000 here with us. Hutchinson here has given away a free kick, and Slovenia with 10 minutes to go have the ball inside their own half, and Turkey's going to come forward to take this.
Let's put it this way, James. If it's 0-0 like this at Soccer Aid, the Manchester crowd are going to be booing.
I think it's guaranteed there's going to be entertainment there of some description. Coverage of that one coming up in just over 20 minutes' time with Alex Crook and Jason Cundy at Old Trafford. Have a throw in here on the right hand side in the right back position. Fonsa stepping out from the back here for the Young Lions, approaching the halfway line now. The Liverpool defender squaring to Cresswell. Hutchinson now running at the left back over there. His Brest, who's dropped in to try and bulk up that defensive line. Kwanzaa in the middle of the field. Livramento just to the left, and on the left wing now is McAtee. McAtee coming in field to the edge of the area into Stansfield, shielding it as he's forced wide, plays it into the box. A chance here for Elliott. He was stretching and trying to get there, and he sends it over the top of the bar, sits on the ground with his legs outstretched and slams the grass in frustration. It's just not happening for England.
No, it's not, but it has to be said the arrival of Jay Stansfield's creating these opportunities, and exactly what we was talking about, James. It's those runs in behind. There's not much space there. He done really well to turn to play the ball to Harvey Elliott. Almost got it right. I think if he'd hit the target, it would have been deflected over or defended really well. But that's what you want. Maybe a little further out, make those runs, try and break the lines.
McAtee forward, nice reverse into Stansfield, who manages to wriggle away from his man, the blue striker, and goes for goal. He's trying to hammer it towards the goalkeeper Turk there. Hinchelwood to the left. England playing with pace all of a sudden. And it comes from Harvey Elliott to Hutchinson on the right. Has to go back outside the penalty area on the right wing. Now facing the defender Brest. Whips it in, flicked on by Elliott over the top and behind. The goalkeeper Turk came and got absolutely nowhere near it. England, you feel, are coming closer and closer as the clock ticks towards the 90-minute mark.
Yeah, it's much better, and this time we're using the width. Now we're using the width of Murray Hutchinson on the right-hand side, cuts in onto his left. It's a lovely delivery. Harvey Elliott arriving at the right time, as he loves to do. Just headed it over the bar, just got underneath it a little bit, but it's much better, similar to the first half. When the half's coming to an end, England seem to be coming alive and creating more attacking intent, just don't want to run out of time.
We've got 83 minutes on the clock here, 7 to go plus added time, of which there will be a fair amount given the pauses we've had in the game. McAtee, Harvey Elliott on the left. Wonderful technical ability that Elliott has, agility in getting around the field, not always his strong point, and couldn't quite reach the ball there to keep it in play. I think Lee Carsley will be thinking at the moment, watching on.
Probably similar to us, James, frustrated at the moment. Probably knows his team are better than this, knows that the individual players are better than this, and it's not quite happening, but he's experienced enough. He knows exactly what needs to happen. One opportunity in front of goal, drop it to the right person, and you could see your team walking 1-0 winners.
Well, you've played in these kind of games as a player. Every coach is different, but if you go back in the dressing room and it's ended 0-0. Is there any point in the manager having a go at you?
Not really, no. In terms like this, positions like this, the players should say enough, and maybe the expressions of the players will tell it all. As a player out there, you'll know that you've not done enough to get the victory. But yeah, sometimes managers will come in and they'll start throwing things around. It depends what reaction he wants from his players.
And a tactical foul by Tyler Morton has seen him pick up a yellow card as he tried to stop Slovenia breaking forward. With his position in the squad, he'll happily take that. It's a clear pullback and then a push almost as well on Yakachuba Potočnik, I should say.
Yeah, still a little bit of sloppiness. Amari Hutchinson this time guilty of giving the ball away, which created that counter-attack. I still don't think Morton needed to do that. I think the defenders were comfortable, but he just brought them down, felt that was the right thing to do, and got himself a yellow card.
And we've got Soccer to come at 7 over on Talksport 2. We have got Paris Saint-Germain, the champions of Europe, against Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid in the Club World Cup. Live and exclusive with us here. Joe Shannon and former Chelsea defender Scott Minto will be one of your commentary teams throughout that competition, and they're in place tonight to bring us that one. They'll be the commentators tomorrow as well for Chelsea against LAFC. It's an 8 o'clock start on TalkSport tomorrow. So throw in here to Slovenia. Just over 4 minutes of normal time to go. The sun slowly setting in one corner of the stadium here. And it's Slovenia suddenly who are breaking forward. Something they have seldom done since the break. They have it with Brest. Looked over the top here looking for the run of Sechla. Hasn't quite had the impact in this second half, but he can't catch the ball here as he goes out to play for a goal kick.
A few players I have been impressed with this man. He's one of them, Sechla. As you said, hasn't had the impact in the second half. First half, most attacking player. Good opportunity, good shot in this half as well. Created a good save from Beadle, and Ilinic as well. I think has played really well for Slovenia.
There's going to be a change here for Slovenia in the closing minutes, and it's going to come a centre half as well. Lovro Gulic is going to be replaced here by Luka Topalovic of Inter, only 19, joined from Domžale. £1.5 million, made his debut there at the age of 16. He's got plenty of senior experience behind him, but this is under-21 debut. He made his Inter debut at the end of last season against Como as well. He's the youngest player in the squad for Slovenia. It's a fairly big responsibility to pad out that back line in the final minutes of this game. Norton Cuffy lets the ball go through his legs here. Hutchinson back to Norton Cuffy again. Now it's Cresswell inside the Slovenia half by a good 10 or 15 yards here. Norton Cuffy receives it, goes back into the centre circle for Kwanzaa. Holds onto the ball for a good first touch, then finds Hutchinson on the right, and Kwanzaa's darted forward onto the right wing here. Hutchinson touches it back. Norton Cuffy to Morton in the middle. Can England win it late on here? There have been some late goals in this tournament already, notably from Spain to get a couple of wins. Can England do the same here in Nitra? Hutchinson delivers from the right. No one wanted to attack it. It's cleared away by Ilinic. And start again near the halfway line here with McAtee. McAtee again. Down the left side. To Hinchelwood, and now Livramento. Morton hooks it high. I don't think expecting it there was McAtee. Certainly not a man of his height anyway. And Slovenia booted away. England start again with Cresswell. It's been the same cycle over and over again.
Yeah, it has. It's all England dominating possession, and we're just running out of ideas though. That's the issue. They're really struggling to break the Slovenians down. This will be a hell of a result for Slovenia. Still going to have some stoppage time, as you said. There's been a few stoppages throughout the half, throughout the match, so hopefully there's enough for England to create another opportunity.
Heading towards the final minutes of the 90. England in possession here with Morton on the right hand side, back into the middle to Kwanzaa. Now Elliott Shifts it and moves it left here into McAtee. With limited movement ahead of him, though. Doesn't really have anywhere to go. Everyone's so static out there for England. Quansah touched it to his right, and Cresswell out to the right wing again into Hutchinson. 40 seconds left of normal time. Hutchinson has beaten one, trying to beat a second, then goes down, doesn't win the free kick, and Slovenia try and bring the ball away and get numbers forward for an unlikely goal on the counter. Have it on the right here with Ilinic. Sprints over the halfway line. Elliott struggling to keep with him. Plays it into the front man there. Kojic, who couldn't trap it, and England back in possession again with Livramento. Morton. Nick Carsley just standing with his arms behind his back here, not gesturing too much to his players at all. Another long ball forward has been comfortably headed back by Kuzmic. So let's get an update from the Club World Cup. Bayern against Auckland City with Ian Abrahams.
5 to go, Bayern 9, Auckland City 0. Keeper passes it straight out to Musiala, who completed a 16-minute hat-trick. Bayern 9, Auckland 0, 5 to go.
Ian, thank you. We are into 4 minutes of additional time here. This game had a smell of a 0-0 in the first 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm worried that's going to be how this one plays out.
Yeah, it just takes one chance. That's all they'll be hoping for, the England players. One chance. Can it fall to Stansfield? Can it fall to Hutchinson? McAtee in front of goal. Harvey Elliott.
Players are standing there at the moment. No one's showing for it. McAtee on the left wing. Doesn't really want to take on players. He wants to pick a pass instead. Comes inside. No one really available for him to play the ball into, so goes square instead. Cresswell having to chase after a loose pass, though. Norton Cuffey on the right wing. Rolls it out of his feet, delivers in, good ball as well! Oh, great save to Ryan Hinshelwood! That looked like it was going to be England's moment, and the Brighton man rose high in the box there, as he's so often done for his club, and it was tipped over by Turk.
We said, could it take one opportunity? It almost did, and it's Hinshelwood, player that I didn't even mention, I hoped it fell to. It's a lovely header, but that man Martin Turk's been equal to everything England's thrown at him today, and this one was a comfortable save. But he had to make the save, tipped it over the bar for a corner.
A minute and a half gone of 4 added. England 0, Slovenia 0. Players going down in the box as the cross comes in, headed wide by Cresswell. McAtee making his feelings known to the referee there as well. Well, England have had so many opportunities to deliver the ball into the box. Sometimes they haven't wanted to, sometimes they've been overhit. They've had 3 corners in the game, and that one didn't do too much for them. But that was a great save by Turk, flying away to his right. The header, wasn't right in the corner, but still a really good reaction save.
Yeah, it was a good delivery. Norton Cuffey on the right-hand side, deliver it into the box.
There was a VAR check there, but no penalty awarded. Ashley Cole animated on the England bench, not happy there. Ilinic goes over after McAtee fouled him. Now Slovenia have 2 down, and the referee having to intervene here. Stansfield getting in the referee's face as well, which he doesn't appreciate.
It's just 2 coming together, I think. The last one, Stansfield just jumped up, may have caught him with a flailing arm, not intentional at all. I think this is just a tactic, a ploy, just to waste the last few seconds. Is that header by Hinshelwood the last opportunity England are going to get? We're coming into the last minute of added time.
And then Topalovic went down as well after he was challenged by Elliott. 3 minutes of 4 have now elapsed. I think as commentators we're all due a 0-0 every now and again. It keeps you real as a football fan, doesn't it?
It's frustrating, not just as commentators of course covering the game, but as supporters of football. It's been a difficult game to analyse.
But here comes Slovenia. There might be a sting in the tail. Chuba potentially equipped the cross in from the right, overhit it, but he was offside anyway. And England now have surely just one more chance to get the ball forward, try and put Slovenia under pressure. Their coach Andrej Razda is already checking his watch and trying to get his players back in position and back into shape. 3 minutes and 45 seconds have gone by. 4 minutes were signalled. England 0, Slovenia 0 here, and then the ball has gone straight out of play. Norton Cuffey couldn't keep it in. It's a Slovenia throw, and that, Darren Ambrose, will surely be that.
Yeah, that will end a frustrating evening for the England players. makes Wednesday night, depending what happens to the result later on tonight, it makes Wednesday night a little bit more uncomfortable. But look, sometimes you have these results, you just have to accept it, move on and go again and try and get the right result next time.
That's away here by Quanta. England still in possession and this game's still going on. We're over the 4 minutes. Back with Beadle. Plays it out and Cresswell can carry it forward 20 or 30 yards here under no pressure at all, but the referee checks his watch, blows his whistle and ends this dark contest of football. It's ended England 0, Slovenia 0. England had the best chances, 64% possession, 20 shots, but disappointingly Darren Ambrose just 3 on target. Hinshelwood with one of their best efforts toward the end of the game, forcing the save from Turk. Elliott hit the post in the first half. McAtee, Waneri had chances as well, but 0-0 it finishes.
Yeah, we kept hoping, didn't we? Kept hoping that chance would come for England's way, and it did right at the end. Hinshelwood done everything right, maybe a yard to the left and it would have gone in, but frustrating evening, frustrating match for England, and like we said, makes this Germany game on Wednesday all the more important.
Yep, so it ends here in Nitra. England 0, Slovenia 0. England missed their chance of qualification tonight, but will have an opportunity against Germany in midweek. Elsewhere in the Under-21 Championship, it is Finland 0, Ukraine 2 still. Ukraine have just had Vladimir Brashko sent off for a second yellow card. Elsewhere in the Club World Cup, Ian Abrahams is celebrating a 10th goal in Cincinnati.
I did say at 1-0 it could be 10. Bayern Munich 10, Auckland City 0. This is Thomas Muller's 250th goal for Bayern Munich. Ball in from the left-hand side, and he guided in his second of the game. We're 1 minute into 5 of added on. I bet Auckland were delighted to see that board of 5 going up. Bayern Munich 10, Auckland City 0.
Thank you very much, Ian. The US Open still going on in the final day. Let's get another update from Talksport's Sean O'Brien.
Yes, all eyes on the first tee as the leaders finish up their preparations and begin their bids to be crowned US Open champion. Just quickly, Rory McIlroy has the low round of the day. He just finished up at 3 under par for his round. That moves him inside the top 30 and could have done with a few more of those earlier in the week, but he's the best golfer on the course today, and that is a positive. World number 1, Scottie Scheffler, hasn't had the fast start that he needed, so he remains 8 shots back at 4 over par. It would take a brave man to go really low today. Out of the 60 players who have been out there, only 6 are under par for their rounds. So might be a case of hanging on at Oakmont as usual, especially given Adam Scott is the only major winner in the top 10. So this kind of pressurised environment is unfamiliar territory for some of these guys. Tristan Lawrence just teed off. He's within 5. England's Tyrrell Hatton is next out. He's also 5 back. Carlos Ortiz will go out alongside him at level par. Then it's the final 2 pairings. Victor Hovland on -1 and JJ Spawn on -3, teeing off at 7:04. Then the leader, Sam Burns, at 4 under par, playing alongside Adam Scott, who is 1 shot back. They go out at 7:15. So we're all set. Rupert Bell will keep you updated on what should be a thrilling final round. And you can also follow all the action over on Talksport.com.
US Open update on Talksport with Arnold Clark's Rewards Week. Get a reward when you buy a car today.
Sean, thank you very much. Just touching on this game here, finally, Darren Ambrose. 0-0 it finishes. It's going to be a totally different match against Germany. Is there much point in England analysing this one too much?
Well, they have to. This has to be a game that they just let go and forget about, because not much went right. They tried, they huffed and puffed, similar to the first game actually, but the first game they managed to get it over the line, get a few goals. I think they just forget about this one. As you said, the Germany game will be a different game. Both teams will be going for it, and it will probably suit England a little bit better than teams that are coming try to sit and hit them on the counter-attack. I think it'll open up opportunities for the England players.
More live football to come for you across the Talksport network tonight. Next after us here on Talksport, it is Soccer Aid 2025 live from Old Trafford with Alex Crook and Jason Cundy. Or if you prefer, Club World Cup action on Talksport 2 from 7:45. It's Paris Saint-Germain against Atletico Madrid. We're just going to touch on some of the transfer news today before we finish. News coming out of Molineux that a deal has been agreed between Wolves and Celta Vigo for Fer Lopez, who is going to be Wolves' first signing of the summer. Around £19.5 million there for for the left-footed number 10 as Wolves look to get some business done early as they go back to the Gestifute stable of players there. And another deal done for Spurs. Matis Tel has joined on a permanent deal from Bayern. Is that a good deal, Darren Ambrose?
Yeah, I think it is. He's young. Before he arrived on loan, he was one of the most highly sought-after young football players on the planet. So to get him at Spurs was a coup. And yes, it probably hasn't gone as well as both supporters and player himself would have wanted. I think 13 Premier League games, only a couple of goals to his name. But I think, was it 30 million? I'm led to believe it is. So that's a snip for me. And that Daniel Levy, whatever people think of him, is a good businessman, and he'll be hoping that this one he gets right, and maybe one day he'll be a magnificent player for Spurs, or he'll be worth at least double.
Let's get one final update from Cincinnati in the Club World Cup. Bayern against Auckland City, Ian Abrahams.
Bayern 10, Auckland City 0. 2 goals in the first half for Michael Elise and Kingsley Coman. 1 apiece for Sacha Boue and also for Thomas Muller, who got his second and 250th goal as the 90 minutes ticked round. There was also a second half hat-trick for Jamal Musiala. 16 minutes that hat-trick came, and 1 from the penalty spot. A record score in front of 21,000 in Cincinnati. Bayern Munich 10, Auckland City 0.
Ian, thanks very much. That one has just finished. We're going to be back on Wednesday for England's third game of the group as they take on Germany in a game that England will be looking to win to secure progression in the Under-21 Championship. My thanks to Darren Ambrose, who's been with me this afternoon. England left disappointed in this one. It ends goalless against Slovenia on match day 2 for them. Coming up next, it's Soccer Aid Live from Old Trafford.